Namaskar. I want to thank ICT Business Awards by Cyber Media Data Quest for conferring the Aatmanirbhar Bharat Champion Award. And this is a very humbling moment for me. And we have invested in gaining expertise in critical technologies, software technologies in Zoho for the last 25 years. And in the past 10 years, we've also expanded our footprint to support companies working in semiconductors, medical instruments, electric vehicles, and more recently, robotics, a lot of these. And this award comes at a moment where we are planning to expand this much further to focus on critical production know-how, capital goods for our industrialization push. As a country, we have made tremendous progress in terms of getting industry up and running for a lot of categories of goods. But the next stage is to ensure that we get access to the capital goods and the production know-how. And this is vital because only with that kind of technology know-how can we achieve our objectives in terms of national security as well as our long-term economic security, long-term economic well-being as well as security. Because it is that production know-how, capital goods know-how that enables us to really achieve the full vision laid out by our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister for Aatmanirbhar Bharat. And this will also allow us to join the leagues of advanced nations because when you look at capital goods production know-how, very few countries today, pretty much it is West, Japan, East Asia, including now South Korea and Taiwan, with China rapidly advancing, that control these technologies. We have to join that league of nations in order to achieve true economic self-reliance, true Aatmanirbhar. So that is why it is important to do this, and we have been working on this. And this award comes at a very important moment where we are expanding our footprint in Zoho to work on this capital goods technologies, which we announced a few months ago. We are actually starting this effort as we speak. And I'm truly honored to have received this award, and it gives me more motivation to continue working on these technologies. And it is also part of the mission for me is to work on the creating and nurturing the talent involved in all this. Because in India today, we produce a lot of raw talent, but we end up exporting all of it and retaining the talent within our country by offering them challenging projects to work on and to invent technology. That's vital. And the second important part of it, along with that self-reliance, is that only when we have that technology can we really make sure that the fruits of industrialization reach our rural areas. That is something that I'm very passionate about, because today if we don't achieve industrial progress in rural areas, a lot of our surplus labor has to migrate to big cities, which is not good for our big cities, our large metropolitan areas, or for the rural areas themselves. And it's not good for our culture and civilization either. Because as Gandhiji said, India truly lives in our villages, and we need to make sure that rural areas remain economically viable. Then only is our civilization long-term healthy. Only if our rural areas remain economically viable. And for that, this mastery of these capital goods, being able to miniaturize them, making them more affordable to smaller scale producers who could be based in rural areas, all of that is important. So, and if we have the technology, control the technology, then we can envision new ways of building factories that are not envisioned today. and those are tailored to our conditions. For example, we are a nation with a very large amount of rural labor, and so it is, and we face different trade-offs than say a country like Germany, which is where a lot of the capital goods are made. But when we figure out how to make them, the configuration of our industry could look quite different than if you just purchase capital goods that are intended for consumption in a different country. That is another reason why it is extremely vital that we master these technologies. And with all that said, I want to thank the organizers again and the jury for conferring this award, and I'm truly humbled and honored. Thank you very much. Namaskar.